A bold statement from newly sworn-in U.S. Attorney Bill Saley. He says California and the city of Los Angeles no longer sanctuaries for the undocumented.
America, check this out. Los Angeles just lost its sanctuary city status overnight. It happened without a single vote or a city council meeting. The new Trump-appointed U.S. attorney simply said,
"No, it is not a sanctuary city,"
and forced local police to work with ICE whether they like it or not. But here's the real shocking part. They're already pulling 50 undocumented criminals per week out of LA jails, and local cops are celebrating.
It's a sanctuary city still?
No. It is not a sanctuary.
Newly sworn in Southern California U.S. Attorney Bill Saley drew up Operation Guardian Angel.
What is up, guys? Tyson Dela Cruz here. Thank you so much for rocking with me. This is what happens when federal law actually gets enforced instead of being ignored by liberal politicians. In this video, I'm breaking down Operation Guardian Angel, how they're bypassing sanctuary policies, and why this could be the blueprint for ending sanctuary cities nationwide. Let me break down exactly how the newly sworn in Southern California U.S. Attorney Bill Saley is dismantling LA sanctuary city protections in a matter of weeks. He created something called Operation Guardian Angel, and it forces local police to work with federal immigration authorities whether they want to or not.
We have agents working around the clock. As soon as someone is booked into county jail, we're able to access their fingerprints.
Here's the genius of this operation. Instead of relying on ICE detainers that sanctuary cities can ignore, they're using federal arrest warrants. And here's the key. Local jails cannot ignore federal criminal arrest warrants, even sanctuary cities.
Late last year, the city of LA voted to officially become a sanctuary city.
This law is about making Los Angeles, through law, a sanctuary city,
preventing city resources from being used to help enforce federal immigration laws.
We're forcing their hand. They can't ignore federal arrest warrants.
The process is simple but devastating to sanctuary policies. Federal agents monitor jail bookings in real time. When someone gets arrested, they immediately run their fingerprints through the federal database. That person was previously deported and is back in the country illegally. That is a federal felony called illegal reentry.
If an immigrant crosses the border again after they've been deported, that's a federal felony. It's called illegal reentry. The feds can then prosecute that. So
within hours of booking, federal authorities issue a criminal arrest warrant. Unlike an ICE detainer, sanctuary jails have no choice but to comply. They legally cannot ignore a federal criminal warrant. Fox 11 was the only media outlet allowed to witness this operation in action. And what they captured was historic. They followed federal agents as they executed the first arrest under the new system at Twin Towers Jail, a sanctuary facility run by the LA County Sheriff's Department.
Cameras rolling as ICE takes custody of a convicted felon previously deported, now caught again in Los Angeles.
The target was a Mexican national who had just been arrested in El Monte for robbery. He'd been previously deported, which triggered the federal system. Within hours, federal agents were at the jail with the warrant.
when one of these guys flagged in the system, it was a Mexican national who had just been arrested in El Monte for robbery. He had been previously deported. He flagged in the system within hours.
What happened next was remarkable. ICE agents walked into the sanctuary jail, something that hadn't happened in 8 years, and took custody of the suspect. The sanctuary policies that LA politicians had bragged about for years crumbled in a matter of hours.
We're down at Twin Towers Jail, the sanctuary jail, right? Run by the LA County Sheriff's Department. You never see ICE down there. It's been like 8 years. And we were with them, and ICE walked into the jail, took them right out.
But perhaps the most telling was the reaction of the local law enforcement. The LA County Sheriff's deputies weren't resistant. They were thrilled to see federal agents back in their jail.
How did people react to that? How did the folks behind the scenes react to that when they saw the ICE folks?
The ICE folks told me when they went into the jail, the LA County Sheriff's deputies were thrilled to see them.
Really?
And we're thrilled to see them and said, we're so glad you guys are back in here. Where have you guys been? How are you getting around the sanctuary policy?
The scope of this problem is staggering. U.S. Attorney Bill Saley revealed that there are tens of thousands of previously deported illegal immigrants just in his jurisdiction alone. And that's only 7 counties in Southern California.
Yes.
What are the number, what percentage of people would this fall into?
So they say there are tens of thousands of previously deported illegal immigrants in Bill Saley's jurisdiction. That's
Just in this
just in this jurisdiction.
Tens of thousands?
7 counties: LA County, Orange County, Ventura.
But here's where it gets worse. Bill estimates there are 1.5 million people in the United States illegally just in the Central District of California's jurisdiction. Of those, tens of thousands have previous deportations, making them eligible for federal prosecution under the illegal reentry laws.
The U.S. Attorney here in Central District of California, just his jurisdiction, he says there's 1.5 million people in the U.S. illegally just in his jurisdiction, tens of thousands of which have previous deportation.
Once the task force is fully operational, they expect to be pulling 40 to 50 previously deported criminals out of jails every single week. That's over 2,000 criminal illegal immigrants per year just from one operation in Southern California. And remember, these aren't just immigrant violations. These are people who were deported for crimes, come back illegally, and then they commit more crimes serious enough to get arrested again. We're talking about repeat criminal offenders who have no business being in our country. What makes this operation so brilliant is how it completely neutralizes sanctuary policies without requiring any change of local laws. The U.S. Attorney found a way to make sanctuary policies irrelevant by using existing federal crime laws.
We're forcing their hand. They can't ignore federal arrest warrants.
The key insight is understanding the difference between ICE detainers and federal crime warrants. Sanctuary cities can ignore ICE detainers because they're administrative requests, but federal criminal warrants are court orders that local authorities must honor regardless of their sanctuary policies. This operation involves multiple federal agencies working together: HSI, ICE, ATF, FBI, and the DEA. They set up a task force in downtown LA that monitors criminal database 24/7, looking for previously deported individuals who get arrested.
There's a bunch of guys from HSI, ICE, ATF, FBI, and DEA in this office in downtown LA. And what they're doing is they're scanning criminal databases every day.
The beauty of this system is the speed and efficiency. The moment someone with a previous deportation gets booked into jail, federal agents know about it, and they can act immediately. There's no waiting period, no bureaucracy delays, just swift federal action. What's remarkable about this operation is the lack of political pushback so far. Even Governor Gavin Newsom's office, which you'd expect to be screaming about federal overreach, has been relatively quiet.
It's interesting. We haven't really received any major pushback from local leaders on this effort, as well as the governor. It could lead to as many as 50 arrests per week.
Newsom's spokesperson actually pushed back against the criticism, telling Fox 11 that the governor has rejected bills that would have weakened law enforcement's ability to coordinate with ICE. They're claiming that the state law has always permitted this type of cooperation. Yeah, right.
A spokesperson from California Governor Gavin Newsom's office pushing back, telling Fox 11 the governor has rejected multiple bills that would have weakened law enforcement's ability to coordinate with ICE.
But this response reveals the political bind that sanctuary city supporters find themselves in. They can't openly oppose arrests of previously deported criminals without looking like they're protecting dangerous individuals. And they can't challenge the legal mechanics without appearing to oppose federal law enforcement. U.S. Attorney Bill Saley emphasized that this isn't about politics. It's about public safety. That message is resonating even in liberal California.
So this isn't just some, power struggle between the feds and the state. We are actually trying to keep people safe.
America, what we're witnessing in Los Angeles is nothing short of revolutionary. Without changing a single law or winning a single election, the Trump administration has effectively ended sanctuary city protections for illegal immigrants. This operation proves that sanctuary city policies are always more about political theater than actual legal protection. When federal authorities decide to enforce existing law, local politicians have no choice but to comply. The genius of Operation Guardian Angel is that it can be replicated in every sanctuary city in America. Every jurisdiction has jails, every jail books criminals, and every previously deported person who commits a crime can be prosecuted under federal illegal reentry laws. The results speak for themselves. In just weeks, we've gone from 0 ICE presence in LA jails to pulling out 40 to 50 criminal illegal immigrants per week. That's 40 to 50 people who were previously protected by sanctuary policies, now facing federal prosecution and deportation. The message to other sanctuary cities is clear. You can pass all the resolutions you want, but federal law is supreme. And when the federal government decides to enforce immigration law, your sanctuary policies become meaningless pieces of paper. I'll keep you updated on this operation as it expands in other sanctuary cities. And remember, this is what happens when we finally have leadership that puts American citizens first and enforces our immigration laws. Let me know what you guys think about this. Drop it down in the comment section down below. Smash the like button if you kindly would. Share, subscribe, and as always, guys, I'll catch you on the next.